Hey friends, you can probably tell that I'm out in the greenhouse again. I'm here to do some more tests on this heater. Now, a couple friends commented that I might be too stubborn for my own good. Now, I don't think so. That's kind of the engineer in me that says, this is a simple machine, there has to be a simple reason why it isn't working. So I'm going back to some basic principles here, and I'm going to give another shot. Hang around, it's going to go. I've moved the battery up here on the bench because I'm going to rewire the power to the unit in a different way. I have some ring connectors I'm going to go ahead and put onto the leads to the battery, and then I'm going to snug it all down. You know, when things don't work, eventually you have to go back to basics and go back to the start. I'm now installing this exactly the way the instructions say. No additional wires, nothing else like that. So hopefully the negative lead for the battery will reach that battery, and I'll be able to go ahead and connect it up. Before I start wiring, I'm going to double check these ring terminals. A ring terminal connects to a piece of wire, and it has a round terminal on the end. It has a hole in it. I was pretty positive that these terminals would fit. That's a 1/4-20 bolt that I have in this battery, and that should be completely compatible with these ring terminals, and it is. I want to make sure the wire goes all the way through this ring terminal. It has a spot for the wire to go through, and that's in fact gone through, so I'm happy with that. Now we'll see if this terminal clamps down tight enough. That's plenty tight. I'll go ahead and put that on the negative terminal of the battery. I'm going to put it on the other side of this bolt so that it won't be interfering with screwing the nut on. Now these bolts are a little long, but long doesn't hurt. There's that one. This red wire goes to the positive terminal of the battery. And make sure this fuse is seated properly. That's seated all the way. And now I'm going to put a ring terminal on this wire as well. This ring terminal has too much bare wire here, but that's okay. It's not going to be coming in close contact with the negative terminal whatsoever, so I'm not going to worry about that for right now. I'm going to make these connections very, very tight. At this point, I have the heater hooked up exactly the way the manufacturer recommended. I don't have a whole lot of hope that this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. It now says the heater is operational, and let's see what happens when I press the two arrows at the same time. Still error 4. Well, Ronald Shaw suggested that I hook up the old pump here inside the greenhouse and see if that will at least click and try to go. There's also some other suggestions that Steve from Digwell Greenfingers made. Hopefully these will help fix the problem quickly. Well, I've disconnected the outside fuel pump. This is the plug that goes into the socket, and I'm going to plug this in. Well, if it will go in. I'll be listening for the click that makes up this fuel pump. There went it. And you can hear it, it's pumping. Now I have a few questions. You could hear it, I hope you could hear it, that it was actually going pump, 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 pump. I'm going to put it back outside and see if that's going to work. Now I'm also going to see if error 4 has been cleared. Looks like error 4 was cleared. I'll go put this back out on the pump outside. Well, time for another try. I just plugged the plug back into the fuel pump outside. There goes the heater. It can't be that simple, can it? Could it be that those plugs don't make good contact with the sockets? It's possible. I'm going to go see if there's been any fuel pumped up from the tank towards the heater. Unfortunately, the fuel level didn't change in the tubing going from the pump to the heater. So I think we're narrowing things down a little bit. So I'm going to try this pump again, and I'm going to pay attention to which way it's trying to pump. Well, it's trying to pump in the right direction. Why isn't that one pumping? Well, I think what I'll do is go put this back on and try it again. Now that means I'm going to be getting all manner of diesel all over my hands because there's no valve to turn off the diesel fuel. So I'm going to try to not get myself too oily. Well, I just put the fuel pump that I know works because I've tried it right here on the bench back out in the system. And now I'm going to try the one that just wasn't working. We'll give this one a shot. And this one is not cycling. So, what I'm doing is trying to free up that piston inside. There's not a lot of clearance. It's relatively tight tolerances. And it's possible that it's jammed up in there. There, it clicked. And this pump is not working. Now I'll go ahead and hook up the power to the outside pump and we'll see if it works now. While I'm here, I'm going to make sure that the angle is right. The plug is seated on the socket. All of the fuel lines are connected up properly. Let's see if we have any joy when it comes to making that pump function. The pump's working, I can hear it. We'll see if it pumps the diesel fuel up this tube. Looks like I have some coming up. Let me go check to see if it's filling up the tube. It's definitely pumping. It's about 1/3 of the way from the pump up to the heater. I'm going to run it some more. It just turned on and the pump is busy pumping away. And I can see some bubbles coming up the tube. Here it comes. It's almost up to the heater. Well, I suppose it's time to give it a try. Now let me read the instructions because I now think that Steve at Digwell Greenfingers got me the right instructions. It's really funny because I haven't been able to find these instructions anyplace else on the internet. And Steve found this in all places, Canada. Funny, it doesn't show up when I search. Okay, press the on off button for 2 seconds. One 1,000, two 1,000. The fan just started up. It's going to run for a while. So far, so good. You know, if I've been chasing my tail for the past week with this problem because of 2 bad fuel pumps, I'll be happy that it's over. Fan's still running. You can feel the air movement if you just put your hand up towards that front opening. The pump just started. Fan's picking up speed. Still cold air coming out right now. And if you can hear that, that's ignition. It'll take a while for that heat sink, those fins on that outside that burn chamber, to heat up to put out some air. Let's go outside and see if I'm getting any smoke coming out. Absolutely no smoke. It's perfect. Wow. All I need to do now is plug up those holes, put some insulation on the exhaust, and I think I'm mostly going to call this done. I'll be doing some more piping inside to redirect the air to where I want it to go. Thank goodness. You know, absolutely no smoke, but it's running. It's putting out hot air. That was the whole point of this, was to get some hot air coming in here in the greenhouse. Now to turn this heater off, I press the same button for 2 seconds. I'm satisfied I have it essentially working. 2 fuel pumps later. 2 fuel pumps later. That's unreal. That really pisses me off. You know, it doesn't take a lot of effort to test these kind of components before they're shipped from China to the United States. It's a pretty simple task. I don't know why they didn't do it, because I'm pretty sure that with 2 bad fuel pumps, they didn't test them, or at least they didn't test all of them. Oh, that's nice, it's warm. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because I have some more installation to do to make this safe to run here in the greenhouse. But 1 1000, 2 1000. And the heater is turned off, and you can hear the fan is slowing down. Wow. You know, if I weren't stubborn, this wouldn't be running. And you know, if Steve and Ron hadn't helped me out, I'd still be floundering around, I think, because there's a lot more things that could be going wrong here. I don't think changing this battery position had a darn thing to do with it, but I was just going to go ahead and start clean, and the fuel pump sure didn't pump fuel. Now the new fuel pump does pump fuel. That's great. They both are supposed to pump 22 milliliters. 0 milliliters. 22 milliliters. This project is almost done. Some insulation on the exhaust pipe. I'm going to fit the air inlet, close out the holes in the wall, and I'm going to be done with it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, because there's more going to be happening. And the thermostat just made the temperature go up, or the temperature made the thermostat kick off and start up the fan again. The heater's still not running, but it is putting out air to cool off the interior of that case and the heat sink, the radiator that I showed you earlier. Don't forget to brainstorm. And you know, thanks friends for helping me work through this problem. I'm really glad that it's worked out, and I think you're going to be happy with the results when you see them when I publish this show.